right, so I made a scarf. Now, of course, I've been practicing sewing and that kind of thing because a while back, God had took my design away. Well, I was okay with losing it. I'm like, I want to do anything God wants me to do. But what ended up happening is I had a friend who wrapped her third-degree burn in linen and it healed her in 3 days. And I said, wow, that's so cool. And so she told me that linen has a frequency of 5,000 hertz. And so when you wear it, it has the ability to heal you. Linen is also a fabric that was given to the Israelites, especially the priests, to wear. And really it was something that, many nations wore because there wasn't all the options that we have today concerning fabrics. Many fabrics that we have, such as nylon and polyester, they're made in chemical laboratories. So they're not actually the best for you. In fact, sometimes they can actually take energy from you. Now, I had a scarf, and it was made of rayon. I don't think rayon's quite as bad as polyester and nylon and that kind of thing, but it's definitely not the best. Stuff like bamboo, cotton, hemp are better for you. They're natural fabrics, but the best by far is going to be linen and wool. Now, God told the Israelites in the Bible, do not interweave linen and wool, okay? He said this for a purpose. A lot of the times we're wise in our own minds, and many Christians want to say, oh, that's Old Testament. Jesus has came, not understanding that the Messiah came to bring the laws that were already established in the Old Testament, aside from the sacrifices. He is our sacrifice. So God has made things in a way for its purpose, right? So wool also has a frequency of 5,000 hertz, but the thing is, its current runs opposite to what linen is. So when you interweave them, their currency flattens to zero, and neither one of them have the ability to heal you anymore. So I've been thinking about linen a lot, and I've been dealing with, headaches and that kind of thing. I know that these kinds of things are spiritual. I'm in a place in which I am around people who are spiritually dead, and I know this because the Father has given me dreams about it, around people who are pretending to be believers, around people who literally work for satanic agencies and are there to literally take out the children of God. And so I said, well, maybe I should try making a linen head covering, and maybe that will help. Well, here's my linen head covering. I wanted it in royal blue because when those lasers hit those houses in Hawaii, if you guys remember that, the houses that were covered with the blue tarp, they didn't get affected. So that possibly was purposely done. Why are there so many houses with this blue tarp? Well, they probably knew that these things were going to happen. Someone told me yesterday it was because the frequency of the laser was blue. It was a blue laser. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's one of the reasons why I got it, but also because the commandments were written on a tablet of stone. Some people state that that tablet of stone was sapphire. Some state that it's lapis lazuli. All right. Sapphire, from my understanding, is a little more clear, and lapis lazuli, although very similar in color, I think it's a little more vibrant, a little lighter, and sometimes can have some color nuances to it. So there's that, and then also God gave the Israelites tzitzits, and he told them make the strings white, and then there's going to be a blue string in the middle. So I think this is close to the color, and so that's why I decided to choose this. Now, after I changed my rayon head covering for this linen one, I could feel the difference. I mean, it was pretty noticeable difference. Like, I was having pain in the back here and having pain up here. I mean, it felt like there was literally like light being transmuted type thing. And so I ended up going to sleep in it, and I woke up with my head so much more clear. So like I said, when God gives a command, in the Old Testament or in the New Testament, it is for a purpose. I have friends that actually have linen bed sheets, and they say that they sleep so well in them, and they have linen clothing. There was a time where I was in a Facebook group, and it was about selling linen and that kind of thing. Now, I did get kicked out because I told someone that God's the healer, and a lot of the times people want to depend on things of this world or God's creation alone, and they don't want to depend on God, and so they end up being offended when you tell them the truth concerning the God, even if they claim to believe in God. But you know, it was a pretty good opportunity. I was able to sell some linen, and I think I don't remember if I bought some linen or not, but you know, it is a really quite expensive fabric, so it's nice to have that option to find it for cheap. I suggest people go to thrift stores. I ended up buying the linen that I have on my head here from a place called, I believe it's called Zan House, and it's based in India. So they're on Etsy. They don't have tons of colors, but it's pretty cheap right now. It's only 50% right now off, and so I got a yard of linen for $18, but I didn't have to pay shipping. So you know, that's actually pretty affordable for some linen. Other options are going to the Goodwill. They have online stores you can buy from there. Like I said, going to thrift stores and going to eBay. Amazon even has linen as well that you can buy. I think there's a company named Japan something or other, but they sell theirs for $12.99 a yard, and then I think it's like $3 in shipping, so you can get it for about $15. But I chose the Zan House because this is actually organic linen, which I think organic linen is probably going to be your highest hertz. It's probably going to be close to 5,000. I think it depends on the color as well. Like if you get a linen that is untreated, then that's probably going to be the best for you. Obviously color is a treatment, so it might lower the frequency, but I'm trying to tell you, like, I can feel the healing power on this. So just a suggestion, guys. I know that everyone's going through a lot of spiritual warfare right now, and I really think this will help. Plus, we have to understand, when the women were covering their hair in the New Testament, it was for prayer, but also to guard themselves from the angels. So I think it helps with that. I remember being at the laundromat, and I was sick. I didn't know what was going on with me, something up my stomach, and I felt the Spirit say, put on your head covering, and when I did, then I felt a lot better after that. So definitely something that you should consider, perhaps making your own linen head coverings. I know Zan House right now, they have these scarves, and they're not like this one. I think they're smaller. They're like a large square type deal, and they're only like $15 right now. It does take a couple of weeks to receive it in the mail because, again, it's all the way from India. But to me, it's completely worth it, especially since it's organic. So you guys be blessed and have a good day.